Now available for pre-order on Kindle. Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Pre-order your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace on Kindle today. A pregnant woman was shot and murdered this weekend in Harlem after a fight broke out between her ex-boyfriend and her current boyfriend. Now, in this incident, 31-year-old Shanice Young, who was 8 months pregnant with her second child, was coming home from her baby shower and unloading presents when she found herself between her ex-boyfriend, who had allegedly been stalking her, and her current boyfriend. Now, in this incident, the current ex-boyfriend wanted to try to murder the current boyfriend, and your niece decided to get in the middle of things. And it seems, as alleged to reports, things got so heated that the ex-boyfriend, who was trying to murder the current boyfriend, wound up shooting Shanice and shot her in the face. And as a result, your Shanice wound up losing her life, and the baby wound up not making it to term. Now, most people see this as an isolated incident, but when I take a critical examination of this tragic violence which took place in Harlem, it fits what I was talking about in one of my blogs and a video that I did that got over 50,000 views, Why Real Men Avoid Single Mothers. And this is a textbook case of one of the reasons why many smart men go out here and avoid single mothers, because oftentimes, as I stated in my article, the ex/baby daddy is always there. And because the ex/baby daddy is always there, that is what makes getting involved with a single mother an extremely dangerous situation. Now, this situation is extremely dangerous because many of these exes or baby daddies, they have formed bonds with these women, and because they have formed bonds with these women, they have a very territorial attitude towards them. So many of these women, they may have ended the relationship with the man physically, but there are still emotional ties to that woman and that man. And because there are still emotional ties between that man and that woman, this is why things can get tense between a man and a woman if she decides to get involved with a new partner, because these men have practically formed soul ties and spiritual connections with this woman, and they have also marked their territory with this woman. So oftentimes when you bring a new man into the relationship with her, that man feels like his territory is being violated. And that is one of the reasons why many smart men avoid single mothers, because oftentimes this guy, once he feels like his territory is violated and his bonds with this woman are practically this close to being severed, he's going to try to protect his territory, and that's going to lead to him getting extremely emotional, extremely violent, and becoming extremely dangerous, because he wants to protect his territory as related to this woman. And that is one of the reasons why he will go out here and participate in a spectrum of extremely violent behavior like this. Now, as I stated in my blog, Why Smart Men Avoid Single Mothers, in the classic video, Why Real Men Avoid Single Mothers, again, the ex and baby daddy can lead to a very precarious situation, because, again, this guy already has connections with this woman, and he does not want to lose his relationship with this woman. Yes, the woman may say things are over, but things are never over between that woman and that man. She may get involved with you and she may have a relationship with you, but her emotions are still tied to that other person. And that is something many guys out here really don't think about as related to these kinds of situations. And because they don't think about it, because they're so caught up in the emotions of the female, they wind up getting in a very precarious situation like this current boyfriend wound up getting into. Now, what probably triggered this guy's rampage was the fact that this woman was starting to bond with this other man, and the fact that they were having a baby together signified the end of their relationship and the start of his relationship with this new man. And he didn't want to see that bond severed because he felt like this was still his woman, and because he felt possessive of her. This is why he became like a stalker in a horror movie and looked to go on this murderous rampage, because this man stalked this woman after the baby shower, but the first target of this murder was not the woman. No, the target was the man, because again, these guys mark their territory with these women and they want to eliminate the competition. But unfortunately, in this case, as he was trying to eliminate the competition, what happened was the woman tried to get in between the middle of the two, and this is what led to him getting emotional and allegedly shooting the woman in the face, and her sadly winding up dying. Now, this also fits within the pattern and profile I talk about regarding beta males in my book, The Man Crisis. And I can also, after taking a critical examination of this series of events, see that this alleged murderer is possibly one of these beta males who is just like many of the men in crisis I talk about. Now, when it comes down to many of these beta males as related to relationships, they are, again, extremely possessive and extremely jealous. And this is what makes these guys extremely dangerous to deal with, because everything is good for them as long as their world is smooth and they're getting everything that they want, like sex and having things go their way. But when things don't go their way, that's when this beta male can turn from this so-called great guy into a great predator looking to go out here and stalk and kill people, because his relationship is not working the way that he wants, and his world is not going the way he wants. And because his world is not going the way he wants to go out here and destroy those who are messing up his smooth world, and he feels justified in doing this. And this is probably what motivated this guy to go out here and stalk his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend and try to murder the new boyfriend and go out here and participate in this kill spree. Now, this beta male was not really doing much critical thinking as related to his ex-girlfriend, and if he had done some critical thinking, he would have just charged this woman to the game. Now, I believe he might have had a child with this woman, and that was one of the reasons why he was so emotional. But any smart man would have said, look, I'm just going to pay my child support, I'm going to visit my children, but I'm going to minimize my contact with this female because there are more important things than dealing with her nonsense, like my intangibles of manhood, like my dignity, their self-respect, and his freedom. And those intangibles are too important to put at risk. Unfortunately, with beta males, they don't really think about the big picture as related to those intangibles, and because they don't think about the importance of those intangibles, they go out here, get in their emotions about this woman, and put all the most important things about their life at risk, such as their health and their freedom. And this guy, after murdering his ex-girlfriend, is now looking at losing his freedom, because once the police eventually catch him for this crime, because now he knows who did it and people know who did it, they're going to be looking for him, and it's a matter of, when, not if, he winds up getting arrested. And if he is tried and convicted, he's not coming out for the rest of his life. And and as his children are practically going to be raised by the state, what's going to be happening here is he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life, while your Bubba and your Tiny practically spit roast him and trade him for your Little Debbie snack cakes, your Fritos chips, and your ramen noodles, because in prison they really don't like these guys who go out here and kill children, and they don't like guys who go out here and stalk and terrorize women. So this guy has practically destroyed his life, all because he could not do any type of critical thinking. Had this guy done just a little bit of critical thinking as related to this situation and said, look, I'm just going to let this woman go. If she wants to go and be with this dude, she can go be with this dude, but I'm not going to go out here and put more important things at risk, because my children, if I have a child with this woman, needs a father in their life, and I need to learn how to work with this person, because there's more important stuff going on here than my feelings. And that's what this guy really needed to understand. He needed to learn how to navigate through his emotions and not get into it with this kind of female, because what would happen is that he's the one who's going to lose, and that's what's happening here. He's the one who's going to be the one who loses, and even worse, he has made it, if that is his child, because she had two children, with this one that she was going to have that died, and the previous child that's probably his, that child is not going to have a father or a mother in their life. And that is the saddest part of this whole case, is that a child is not going to have any parents, and it's all because of this guy getting caught up in his feelings over the mother being involved with another man, instead of learning how to be a man and navigate this kind of situation so that he can wind up getting all of the benefits from that situation and be the big winner in the situation. Because when you're dealing with this type of situation, again, you have to know how to avoid this type of trouble. And the other thing is, the other guy, he should be thanking God, because not only did he get his life spared by the Most High, he has also dodged a bullet, because this situation was going to, again, be a very, very dangerous one. And sadly, he learned the hard lesson that I talked about in my blog, Why Smart Men Avoid Single Mothers, and my video, Why Real Men Avoid Single Mothers. And this whole case is a textbook reason why smart men just don't go out here and get involved with single mothers, because many of these women are already connected to other men, and if she's connected to another man, she's not in a relationship with you, and she's not relationship material for you. Now, if you want to learn more about the classic blog and the classic video, you can click the links in the description box. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App. And if you want to pick up my men's issues books that detail why guys like this participate in this kind of violence, like The Man Crisis, you can pick up the book The Man Crisis on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find the other men's issues book that talks about this in depth, The Misadventures of Captain Save-'em, on Amazon.com on Kindle Unlimited for free. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.